Hey guys, Willie and Murfitt here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to yet another video on Luke's Mini. So today, it's very cold, it's very early. It's about sort of just gone 8 o'clock. I am going to be cutting out and hopefully getting in today the Heelboard. I need to unbox the subframe. With the subframe unboxed, I then need to clean up the trunnions, put the new bushes in, and they are twin bushes, inner and outer, for the front and the rear. I've not seen that personally myself, but only for the rear ones. But the idea is to get that mounted up onto the subframe. They will come off again to get painted, but get them mounted up, get the subframe fitted into the car on the Heelboard and also on the back panel for the subframe, or for the boot floor. I'll then be able to manipulate it into the shape I want or to the position I want, weld it in place, remove the subframe back out, completely weld in the panel, and then it should be done in the right position. That's the plan. That's what I'm really hoping for. I've got a lot to get on with today, so I'm not going to do much talking other than just to say thank you for watching, and let's get cracking. Okay, bit of an update. Things are maybe not going to plan as I'd hoped, but we are getting there slowly. So underneath the car, I've got quite a lot of it out. I just thought I'd take the opportunity to move the fuel pipe because I don't want to grind next to it, and it snapped. So it snapped only about, I don't know, 2 or 3 inches off, but it snapped nevertheless. So I just need to basically fold the end over, clamp it all down, and make sure that I'm not going to be cutting and grinding next to a fuel pipe. So I've put a bit of a brace in up here. Hopefully that's going to be sufficient, because I'm a bit concerned the floor is just going to go up. You can see, like, across here, it just dips down ever so slightly. That's possibly because of the actual end of this panel isn't the best, but I just want to make sure it's all going to be secure and safe and everything. So what I don't want to happen is the floor basically folds in half. I've cut out the middle section. Really difficult to try and get to this top. The lip goes into the car and underneath the floor. It also goes up and underneath the back. So the bottom section should be fine to get off. The top section is a little bit more difficult because the grinder's quite big and bulky. And this is the second one I had of the day because the first one broke. I just need to clamp this pipe over. With regards to the grinder, this is my brother-in-law's one. Luckily he lives like just down the road, a couple of 100 yards, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to get another grinder because everywhere in Wales is currently closed for essential items only. So I need to cut the rest of this off, try and go as close to the top as possible. And if you can see this section here, that's where the old panel came out and up. I need to cut that off, cut the other bit up as well. enough that I can get the new panel in. If that has to stay there, I can just weld up against that. It's fine, no problem at all. But what I don't want to happen is when I get to do the top, then it knocks or it affects the way the trunnions fit. So yeah, next job, cut over this because I'm going to replace the whole pipe now, and then cut off the rest of this panel, and then spend the rest of the probably day grinding up the lip to make it look more like this side here. There's a few patches that I want to try and repair over that side, but overall we're getting there, slowly but surely. Okay, so bit of a battery malfunction there. Well, malfunction being the battery died. Anyway, I don't know when it stopped, so I'll just give you a quick update of where I'm at. I've done a lot of cutting, grinding, and chiseling away and all sorts today. So I've just test fitted the panel, and take underneath the car. So it actually fits pretty well up here. I've just pulled it back out for now. So it fits pretty well there, around the sides, underneath, good. I had to have a slight rejig of the way I was doing this because the gap in between the boot floor and the floor had actually shrank quite a bit. I didn't want to distort the shell at all. So I have put some braces in there, but they don't seem to have done all that much. So I've jacked up the car on pieces of wood, well, where the axle stands are, and at the back I've got the floor pushed up with some blocks of wood and a jack. Over this side there is a bit at the top that needs to be ground out still, because it's still fouling as I'm trying to put this panel in, but we're getting there. It's looking really, really good. And all being well, I'll have this fitted in the next few minutes, hopefully. Right, it's times like this I wish that the COVID thing didn't happen, because I could really do with a second pair of hands, but it's just not possible. So, watch my head. Oh, right, the panel is pretty much in this side. I need to take it back out and weld up a few of these holes at the top. It's a bit stuck here, and the same the other side where it steps out, and then the other side is pretty much, actually the other side is much better actually. So I've got a bit of movement this way and that way. So what I'll do is, when I've got the subframe all built up, well, these are the trunnions, I can mount it here, and make sure it's aligned the way I want it, and then I can obviously drill holes all through here, spot weld it on, or plug weld it I'm going to, and then I can put a few like beads of weld as well on the top. So it's looking pretty good. It's been a long so actually before I go, I know I've got to do the holes up here, but the panel itself is fitting really well this side, and it's actually fitting pretty well across. Now I can't get it in just above the tunnel, and I just had a look inside the car and I found out the reason why. So it's fitting okay-ish. There's a bit of a big gap at the top, but up here you can see this lip just here. I need to get that out because the panel is actually fitting onto that at the moment, and then once that's cut out, that should all pretty much just be spot on. I can drill some holes in that lip. I can plug weld it to the panel. I can plug weld and seam weld the Heelboard to the roof panel, the car as well, or the roof at the bottom of the seat. I keep saying roof. I need to sort that out. A couple of holes the other side as well, and I started cleaning up the floor, and you can see that
no, it's not the massive hole, but it's significant enough to worry about. So still undecided how best to do it, whether I just weld up the joint and seal over it, or whether I cut out a section and then use a section of, I mean, the floor here is pretty good, so when I cut this floor out, I could cut this section out, weld it in there to replace that bit of panel. I'm undecided, so yeah, lots to ponder on, lots to think about, and still lots to do. Day, and I'm gonna call it a day. Yeah. So I've done pretty well today, I think. The panel's all been chopped out. I've gone through a hell of a lot of discs, so I need to get some new discs placed up or ordered up. Yeah, I'm hoping once I get this all in place and fitted, it will be a much better alignment, because at the moment it's sort of, there's a bit of a gap at the top and there's a bit of a gap at the bottom, so once I can get it in to where it needs to be, hopefully the panels and stuff will fit around it quite nicely. If not, I'm going to probably cry and then have to spend another couple of hours fettling and doing odds and sods of it. So yeah, a pretty successful day. I think I'm going to leave it here, definitely. So see you guys next time.